So I'm John Hoddinott. I'm the chief editor of the Journal of African Economies. As you'll know, the Center for the Study of African Economies has been celebrating its 40th anniversary, and the journal was an early product of the center, founded and launched by Paul Collier in 1992. The first article in the first issue of the first volume was by Angus Deaton, a well-known development economist and indeed a Nobel laureate for his work done on development, including work done on economic issues in Africa. Since that time, since 1992, the journal has published nearly 1,000 articles on economic issues as they pertain to Africa. And these range from the very micro, the behavior of individuals and households in different settings across the continent, to the large scale and macro, to issues around exchange rates, fiscal policy, general equilibrium models, and the like. In other words, we literally go from one or two people to the hundreds of millions who exist across the continent. The journal itself is now regarded as one of the top 10 journals in development economics in the world, and is arguably one of the best journals in the world to place research on African economic issues. So as an academic journal, the Journal of African Economies has been an outstanding success for the center. But this is only part of the story associated with the journal. When the journal was founded, it was very difficult for African academics to find outlets for their work. They faced much more severe barriers to publication than researchers in the West and in the North. Part of the problem that those researchers faced is that they lacked the ability or the access to high-quality critiques, criticisms, for suggestions and improvements. So throughout its history, the journal has actually had a dual mandate. On the one hand, to publish strong articles on the economics of Africa, executed in a rigorous fashion, but also to provide a venue for African academics to submit and actually receive feedback on their work. We are pleased to see, as the years and decades rolled by, is the fraction of articles that come from Africa by Africans has steadily risen, and the quality of those articles has risen very, very remarkably. All of this is to say is that the journal has established itself as an important journal for publishing research on African economies, but very much it's fulfilled its own vision, and indeed the vision of the center, to both do such rigorous research and also to make sure Africans are part of the conversation about the economic issues in the subcontinent.